Next up, I would like to introduce immediate past International Foundation President Tom Tiller to introduce the Robertson Award winner.
So good afternoon, Pikes. I can't resist saying welcome to the 2014 Pike Convention, the Phi Phi Ka alternative to BronyCon. The hour is late. I will be brief. As King Henry VIII said to all 6 wives, I promise I won't keep you very long. I think I saw Henry VIII in the lobby a little while ago. I'm honored to present our highest student award, and do promise to be brief. The highest award presented to an undergraduate is named for Jenkins Robertson. And before I introduce the 2014 recipient, I want to say just a few words about our award namesake. I knew Jenks Robertson for many years before his death, and I was always intrigued by his favorite quote, which is the creed by which he lived his life. It went like this: "It is not what he has, nor even what he does, that directly expresses the worth of a man, but who he is." Jenks dedicated himself to our fraternity. He spent his professional career at Virginia Tech and served the rechartered Epsilon chapter as its first chapter advisor for 17 years. He became more than an advisor, really, to most of us, a valued mentor. He died at the young age of 53 when struck and killed by a drunk driver one evening while crossing a highway to approach our chapter house. And this award was endowed by Epsilon Brothers in Jenks' honor and memory in the late 1990s. Every year, an exceptional group of young men are nominated, making it difficult to select a recipient among them. I'll first congratulate those 2 men who placed as runners-up: Grant Vive from Alpha Delta, Georgia Tech, and Skylar Dougherty from Delta Chi, Nebraska, Omaha. Grant Vive is here. Would he stand and let us give you an applause? Grant. Congratulations. The 2014 Robertson Outstanding Undergraduate Award goes to Richard Alonzo Lazaro from Iota Beta Chapter at California State University, Fresno. Richard completed his degree this spring in criminology with a minor in social work, and his story is quite inspiring. He was parentless and moved around among many foster homes as a young man. Thankfully, Richard found a family in the brotherhood of our fraternity. It's a family he will have for life. His leadership roles in Iota Beta have included chapter president, vice president, historian, chairs of community service, and continuing education. Richard's many honors at Fresno State include co-curricular student leader of the year, president of the year, Greek man of the year, Rosa Parks athlete of the year, Rosa Parks outstanding person of the year, twice the Volunteer Serviceman of the Year, Spirit of Service Award, and most significantly, Pike of the Year at Iota Beta. Richard was a member of the Fresno State soccer team. He has served as a CrossFit trainer and coach, as a quality foster care support counselor, as a Clovis Academy gymnastics coach, and a Clovis High School assistant football coach. He's also served on several IFC boards as co-founder of both the Gamma Sigma Alpha Honor Society and the Fraternal Values Society. He was a volunteer leader of the Community Revitalization Project and other community projects, as well as performing over 1,000 service hours for Iota Beta service programs. In 2012, Richard was one of 30 delegates selected worldwide to participate in the International Youth in Care Congressional Summit in Washington, D.C. Richard currently serves as a life coach for Aspiranet Foster Care, an adoption agency where he works with at-risk children and youth. And I'll repeat my earlier quote: "It is not what he has, nor even what he does, which directly expresses the worth of a man, but who he is." We're so proud of Brother Lazaro. Join me in congratulating Richard, our Robertson Most Outstanding Undergraduate Award winner for 2014. Richard, please come forward. for Richard the plaque that you see and a check for $2,500 from the foundation. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Tiller. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to first express my sincere gratitude to Chairman Larry Lunsford and the members of the Award Selection Committee, the Foundation Board of Trustees, President Forrest, Executive President Buck, members of the Supreme Council and staff, and my friends, mentors, and brothers here in attendance. It is certainly an honor and privilege to be announced as this year's Robertson Most Outstanding Undergraduate. I am humbled to share a portion of my story with you and hope upon hearing it, each of you feels compelled to give a little more to Pi Kappa Alpha and your community than you have today. I was born and have lived in Fresno, California my entire life. I was placed in the foster care system at the age of 7 until I was 18 years old. Like most that are placed in the system, my biological parents were never there for me as a child. They were heavily involved in drugs and alcohol, leaving them unable to care for their children. When my parents were around, the majority of the time, they were under the influence, which resulted in neglect as well as physical and mental abuse towards my siblings and myself. There were many times when I didn't see my parents for a week or two, sometimes even longer. At a young age, I had to grow up quickly, trying to help provide for my siblings and myself. I dug through trash cans looking for food and looked for cans to cash in for money. I would get up early mornings, skip school, and get to work. This became my lifestyle and daily routine. I thought nothing wrong of it as what I was doing and thought that this was how others were living their lives too, so I accepted it. When I was 7, as a result of my parents' violence and neglect, Child Protective Services picked up my siblings and myself, and we were placed in the foster care system. After being taken from my parents, I never went back to live with them. I never saw my dad again. I hardly saw my mom, as she often failed to show up for our visits. I lived in 12 homes from the age of 7 to the age of 18 when I emancipated from foster care. When I emancipated from the system at 18 years old, the day following my high school graduation, I became instantly homeless. I ended up couch surfing at friends' houses and sleeping on park benches. At this time, I was accepted and began attending California State University, Fresno, trying to fulfill my dream of obtaining a college degree. But considering the circumstances I was in, I stopped attending school, not because I had given up on it, but because my main focus was survival. Through a 2-year period, I was able to connect with programs and mentors who dedicated their time and efforts to help me out. I was able to get back on my feet and be the successful first person I wanted to be. I re-entered college, got a job, and my own place. I was, however, still lacking life and leadership skills that I would need to become the successful person I wanted to be, knowing I never wanted to go back to a life or have my future children experience the life my parents gave me. I then joined the Pi Kappa Alpha Fraternity. Through Pi, I was exposed to many leadership opportunities that helped shape me into the successful and well-rounded person I am today. What I didn't know when I joined Pi was that it would provide me with the greatest gift I've ever received. Being a member of Pi Kappa Alpha provided me with the family I've been looking for since I was a child. Pi has provided me with men who I have the privilege of calling brothers. I have found brothers who will be there for each other through thick and thin, brothers to celebrate the good times with, such as winning an award, winning a game, or graduating college. These same brothers I have found have provided support and strength during the difficult times as well. Being a brother and member of Pi Kappa Alpha family has meant everything to me. For many who grew up in the foster care system, they leave resenting the system that raised them. This is not true for me. Rather than spending my energies rejecting the foster care system, I have passionately committed myself, my time, and my efforts, giving back to the foster care system and the homelessness, both populations I have been a part of. I have passionately made it my mission to help others gain the understanding of youth in foster care and those families who were homeless, so that they will lend their support to these populations and help them as others has helped me. During my time in Pi Kappa Alpha, I learned the importance of our role in the service to our community. With Pi Kappa Alpha, I focused much of my community service work on those who were in foster care or who were homeless. I was able to experience success in educating my fellow brothers on the needs of these groups, and they too dedicate their time and service to these causes. I believe that everyone has their own unique talents and gifts, and if everyone applied them to their community, our community and our world would be a better place. My future goals consist of writing an autobiography about my experiences growing up in foster care as an aid to help foster children through the tough times and hardships they have or are currently experiencing. I will also give back to my chapter by serving on the alumni board and continue to serve as a mentor for the active chapter. I will continue my employment with the Spirit Foster Care and Adoption Agency as a case manager for assisting youth who have emancipated from foster care. My ultimate goal is to open my own strength and conditioning gym, offering free scholarship for youth in care so they can have the opportunity to become strong in body and mind. I share a small portion of my life with you today, not for you to feel sorry for me, but to send you a message. That message is simple. You don't have to come from something to be someone or be a positive part of someone's life. Give back to your community, campus, and fraternity. The positive impact you can leave on a child or a young adult's life trying to find their way is very rewarding. It was those who dedicated their time to me that kept me on the right path. As I close, I would like to challenge my undergraduate brothers with two things. One, don't take the Pike experience for granted and pay it forward. Be that zealous brother that you promised to be when crossing over, and give back to this beautiful fraternity as it has given to you. Secondly, get involved early and make a difference in the lives of children and young adults. I can honestly say that I would not be where I'm at today if I didn't take full advantage of the true Pike experience. As we break out into our sessions, I leave you with this. Success isn't defined or measured in the recognition and awards we receive, but in the lives we change along the way. Enjoy the rest of your time here in Baltimore. Thank you.